One of the things that today's conversational AI has recognized is humans don't talk like machines. We have all these rules for our language and we very seldom use them. We converse as opposed to just talk grammatically correct. We have implied context. You know, if I say, I want to go to Cleveland, gosh, I wonder what the weather's like there. You know, I'm talking about the weather in Cleveland, right? That's kind of an implied context. We use slang. We use humor, which is based on non sequitur, which again is a rule break. When we talk about conversational AI today, we're talking about multi-models. We're talking about pulling together many different models to handle different facets of the conversation: intent, domain, entities, groupings, all of these things.
You know, I like that perspective because what we've been able to talk usefully to computers almost as long as I can remember. From transcription, if you wanted to produce a paper, you could just talk into a microphone and have that transcribed. And that's a complex thing to do, but it's very different from employing multiple models to figure out what you're doing with it. With the first times that we're able to talk to our phones and tell them to do things, you had very limited constraints on what you could say, navigate me to this place or whatever. And they worked and they were wonderful, but they weren't conversational in the sense that they weren't convincing. They were very constrained. Our customers, you know, big enterprises have customers and they interact with their customers all the time, and they want to produce similar results for their customer interactions. They want to have a good outcome so that they retain those customers and get more business from them. And generally, they don't want to be bad guys. And the easiest way to get consistency is to have a programmatic approach. And I think where it's going is a completely automated, agentless approach for these things where people deal with their customers.
You brought up something like the using of sentiment analysis. That's certainly one model. When you're generating the voice, there's a bevy of models, from models that insert fillers like, I know, you know what I'm saying, those types of fillers. When you put them together, you start developing what AI technologists call nuance. That you start getting this nuanced speech, the use of maybe slang terms, but only in appropriate places. There are even some that now are looking at the change of accent. People love being spoke to in the accent that they're comfortable with. So imagine a call agent that slews its accent over to be that, central southern Saskatchewan accent that everyone knows and loves, right? So that type of real-time adjustment is something that we're seeing today in conversational AI. You mentioned like virtual assistants, right? Like in navigation and so forth. Everyone knows Siri and Alexa and so forth. Those virtual assistants are now starting to be applied in other areas. So imagine if we can shrink those models down to where they use less memory, less energy. You now think about the smart edge, right? And your thermostat being able to talk to you. We know that that's coming. Certainly on your smartphone right now, it does, but I want to have a terrific conversation with my vacuum cleaner. I just really think that would be kind of an interesting sort of thing.